Welcome to Bite-Size Data Science. In the last video, video 51, we talked about using a simple business model to help us in our understanding of the business so we can refine our problem statement. Depending on the situation, we may have limited capabilities to use the model and reshape the problem statement. Instead, we may be faced with a problem statement that has been defined beforehand. Still, there are more questions to ask to make sure we're on the right track. There is a methodical approach that can be used everywhere from preparing a presentation to doing consulting work. It's been called the reporter's questions or the 5 W's and 1 H. It is simply formulating questions using who, what, when, where, why, and how. Let's look at some possible questions to see how important it is to spend time on this. Who is asking to solve this problem? We need to determine who is the client for this project. Another way to determine the real client is to ask, who controls the budget for this project? Who is the executive sponsor? There is more we need to know on the context of the project. For example, who is affected by the project? For large companies, we can also ask about the departments involved in the project. There can be departments that must provide data for the project but are not in control of it. This can be tricky. I remember a situation where 3 departments were involved in a project. Each one wanted to control it since succeeding in this project would improve their status vis-à-vis the other departments. Incredibly, they felt they had an incentive to sabotage the project if they weren't in control of it. What are the success criteria? In data science projects, we have to have a baseline that shows us how we are doing currently with the problem and then figure out the minimum improvement required to justify the expense and effort of going through this project. When are we expected to complete the project? Knowing how much time we have helps focus the work. For a data science project, the first step is to identify the data we need to create the model. Is the data available? How good is the data? We need some time to evaluate the data to make sure we have what we need before we can figure out how much time we need. Once the first step is done, a time frame can be set to go through the project iteratively. Who are the team members and what are their skills? Before committing to a data science project, we have to make sure we have the right skills to take it to completion. Are the team members full-time on the project? What are their priorities? Which resources do we have access to? In data science, we are likely talking about data access. You should not assume that you can access the data and its description. There could be complications due to the available format and the location of the data, all the way to a power struggle between departments. Of course, we also need the computing power to explore the data and create models. Why is this project important? This could be the first question to ask. Why are we doing this? What are the benefits? It could be driven by productivity or even by competitors' capabilities. No matter what, this leads to a discussion on the priorities of the project compared to others and to success criteria. There are many other questions we could formulate in addition to this short list. Who is the client for this project? What are the success criteria? When are we expected to complete the project? Who are the team members and what are their skills? Which resources do we have access to? Why is this important? These give us a starting point that could help make a project successful. See you next time on Bite-Size Data Science, and don't forget to subscribe.